The method of parrying. While the timing is still the same to be successful, the circumstances in which to get said timing down have changed. So now, if you can't get the first parry, you need a backup plan. And well, this plan is called Reparry. You didn't parry the first time. Reparry. You can't reparry if you never parried. Reparry. It's really just trying again. Reparry. Never mind. Learn a little something. Take a lesson. Learn it all. Yo, this is Dorky Diggity Dave, and today we are talking about reparry. Reparry. This is when the opponent hits into your block, and with precise timing, you can parry in the middle of the opponent's block string, thus interrupting their attack and counter for the win. This is an increasingly necessary skill as the AI now finds newer ways to chip damage and create openings. One example is at the beginning of the match, where the AI doesn't attack immediately, thus hitting into your block and thus the slow death of the first kiss parry. Now this isn't all doom and gloom. Reparry is a perfect strategy to use against champions that have projectiles for their first medium or mediums that can't be parried due to a node like Mighty Charge, for example. I know. So how do we do it? Here we go. Reparry. Now, the reparry is performed in two different strategic situations. The first one I call rooted. It's the easiest one to perform. You stand your ground, thus provoking a medium attack in most cases. This is mostly used when you don't want the AI to perform an action prior to basic attacks. Like a special 1 if you're trying to push them to the special 2, for example. The great thing about this is, you already know how to do it. It's the same timing as the banking technique, using the left side wall to form an artificial sidestep. If you're unfamiliar with this, make sure to check out the card above and learn all about banking and sidestepping. Now notice, we dex, and then we follow up with an attack. Now let's adjust this a bit. Dex, and then follow up with a parry. Yes, right there. That is the timing that you need. Let's see it again. Practice this until you can do it without thinking. Got it? Alright, let's move on. Reparry. Now, we're gonna focus that dex and change it into holding block and waiting for the AI to dash in. The moment the block makes contact, you lift your finger and reapply just like you would on the wall. Practice this over and over in different situations to get a feel for it. So you're probably wondering, why is he lifting his finger every time he gets a parry? Well, that's to prepare for the next hit just in case the parry doesn't work, but more on that later. Reparry. Now, the second one is the psych method. Cause you go for a legit parry and it's like, psych! Now for this one, you've gotta be on your toes to be able to notice that the parry wasn't successful and be able to parry the next incoming attack. You'll find this to be more common at the start of fights these days, as AI now has a very slight delay before attacking in certain fights. This throws off the timing of a standard parry, but if you start training your muscle memory, you can mitigate this moving forward. Check it out. Alright, now let's lock down this timing. Reparry. After landing a successful parry, start training yourself to lift your thumb or finger and reapply it as if a second attack is coming. If it's successful, your medium attack will override your block, so no worries there. If it's not successful, you're now in place to perform the psych method and land a successful reparry. Notice the only difference between rooted and psych is the fact that you're not holding down block, but you're doing it on demand. Otherwise, the retry on parry is the same time. Now let's bring in them ding-dangs. Now, keep in mind, reparry isn't always guaranteed on the second attack. Sometimes the AI comes in hot and fast and you're going to have to emulate their attack pattern and predict the next attack, as light attacks will come in faster than medium attacks. And this is exactly why we do this tap method. we have our finger up, ready for the next one until we get that confirmation parry or listen out for the sound. Because once you've got that confirmation, you know you've done a successful Reparry! Now one other thing to look out for is for the sneaky heavy attack. It's really easy to think that you can just take a couple of blocked hits and then just lock into that parry. But no, not today. But you gotta keep your eyes open and you gotta have your reflexes sharp and ready to back out of the way. Reparry! For practice, I suggest landing a parry and waiting for the stun timer. From there, try to land a successful reparry with both the rooted method and the psych method. Now once you've got that down, move it to the other side of the stage and try to keep your opponent locked on the right-hand side of the wall. Try to stay there as long as you can by maintaining control over your opponent. Use all the tools in your belt. You don't only have to do reparries. Use your intercepts, use your reparries, use your regular parries, but keep them there in the corner for as long as you can. You're gonna start seeing, little by little, your time is gonna start increasing and you're just gonna start doing this by second nature. I'm excited to see what you guys can do. Reparry! So, I hope this helped you out. I hope this helped clear up the mystery. A lot of people have been asking me about this one, and I'm really hoping you liked the video. And I'm hoping you like the song too, because I got a little bit of a surprise for you. Reparry! So, hope you enjoyed the Reparry video. Here's just a little look into some of the music here. We did have our synth here. Kind of wanted to get that 80s feel. It's all arpeggiated there. It wasn't like, right? And then we had our electric guitar lead in there, just a little riff. Over here. Alright, got that in there, so it's already starting to come in, right? Oh yeah. I'm not doing this to extend the video. I just want you guys to see. Right? And this is all kind of played a little off time. I didn't quantize too much on this particular track, and I didn't use any particular vocal correction or anything like that. I just added a little bit of compression and some reverb, stuff like that. But I also sang it off, just like a little bit off. I just really wanted to capture like that 80s feel. Saturday morning cartoon. So here we go. So I octaved the guitars. Then I went in and added power chords. Oh yeah. And then what you really gotta do is get those like big hair 80s drums. You know what I'm saying? Like the big hair 80s drums. So I used similar drums on Warlock. Then I doubled them up to give it some saturation, to really saturate that sound. And then I added in the hats and the cymbals here. I like to do them separately because it's kind of hard to do that all at the same time, at least for me. And then you get some bass. Yeah. And then from there, you got the vocals, which you can probably hear a little bit of the background music in there. I also didn't take that out. Usually I take out any of the recordings that are bleeding into the mic, but I really wanted that just like really unprofessional, just kind of made in a basement sound. Well, I mean, it's kind of made in a bedroom, kind of, but okay, here we go. Reparry! Reparry! Oh, let's turn these on too. Reparry! So we have the harmony here, and then we have the Reparry! just a little bit off, but enough. A little bit off, but enough. So you had to really get that that final Reparry in there. See, it sounds bad on purpose. Reparry! Oh man. And then of course we have the verses over here. You didn't parry the first time. You can't reparry if you never parried. And you gotta really get the accent in there. You never parried. You gotta put the parried in there. You never parried the first time. Okay. Just trying again. So at the end of the day, I was gonna record this all, I'll do it live, but Hey, it is what it is. So, you know, final product, you guys already heard it on the video. I really hope you enjoyed it. And here you go.
Reparry didn't parry the first time. Reparry.
Can't reparry if you never parried.
Reparry.
It's really just trying again.
Reparry.
Never mind. Anyway, guys, thanks so much for sticking around. This was a lot of fun.
Learn a little something. Take a lesson. Learn it all.